Okay. Recording. All right. There's going to be noise in the background because the youngest is working on some supper stuff. So I stuck a chicken in the oven in cast iron with the lid on. I put A1 sauce and a few spices and a little bit of water in there. It should be pretty yummy. So anyway, okay, transmission lines. Hi, I'm Dawnita from prairiedusttrail.com. And oh my goodness, I talk about lots of different things. So we do everything from Bible studies to Bigfoot and UFOs and political stuff and homeschooling and homesteading and, whatever just comes to mind. I ramble here. If you like rambles and you want to dig into some things, I'm mostly doing this for the locals, but this is a nationwide thing. So this really does kind of uh, hit everybody in one way, shape, or form. So, and I'm going to be getting into some things. I'm going to try not to make any conclusions for anybody. I did write an article. I guess I should pull that up. And yeah, I did write an article for the Woodward News. It's woodwardnews.net. Let me see if I can find it. It's probably back. Pull that up for you guys so you can see. Oh, there it is. Okay. And I will share screen because this is what I'm going to be doing. Okay. So, wow, the pop-ups just like tick off. I haven't told you guys how I hate pop-ups, have I? Okay, woodwardnews.net, locals looking for more communication on energy transmission project. I started the research on this and did just kind of the basic research and talked to some people on it. And then Rachael Van Horn, who is a nationally recognized journalist and has a lot more contacts than I do. She's been doing it for a lot longer than I have. She really took off with it after that. And I've got, let's see, I guess she included 2 images. So this is potentially going to cover a lot of area but there's more. Okay. So this is a nationwide thing. So I suggest that you go in and read this article. You can read like 3 or 4 articles a month for free. People are always complaining, oh, it wants my credit card number. Well, I mean, how do you expect people to make ends meet? I mean, the newspaper has utilities to pay for, and the platform to have this online is not cheap. People have bills to pay. Everybody's got bills to pay, and there ain't nobody out there that can afford to just give you everything for free. So some of the comments on Facebook from people are just ridiculous. Reporters don't do enough work. I would like to see them try doing it for 1 month, period. And then because it is not easy, because there are a lot more people who do not want their names and faces in the newspaper than there are people who do. And so, trying to find the right people who are willing to speak up and use the First Amendment rights and allow the newspapers to publish those things it's not easy. Okay. I'll just put it that way. So mini rant here because that's what I'm going to do. Um, and the newspapers that they go through an ordeal to be able to do this. This is a nationwide organization. It is owned by one of the big 5 back in the bushes. You have to really dig to find it. Okay. But yeah, it's CNHI. It probably says in here somewhere that this is a CNHI newspaper, and it'll give you information if you want to look it up. But anyway, this is one of the locals. I worked for them for 3 years between, for the 2020 debacle. And in the 3 years, I won 4 awards. Okay. So I worked really hard. I really tried to be factual, and, not an easy job. Okay. So I will attempt to put that link in the description for you guys so you can go and read it, because it was very well done and there's more information in there than is what is in the documents. I will also put a link to this document, okay? And this document has links to other documents. So what is going on here? Okay, this is the U.S. Department of Energy Grid Deployment Office. This is initiation of phase 2 of this project. Okay, this is the second phase of this project. Phase 3 is anticipated to begin anytime, basically. Okay, phase 3 is basically over. All right, it is basically done before a lot of people in our area even realized it was happening. And what I mean by people all over, this is a nationwide thing. Okay, so here's the whole United States map. Let's see, I should be able to national audio. Oh, I hope I've got this. It's up closer. I hope you've been able to hear me. No, that's not what I need. Should be able to get it closer. Nope, that's not what I want. I wanted to fit width. Aha, here we go. Okay, so there is, it's frustrating whenever they don't want to. Some of the project is over here, over here, over here. A whole bunch of project through the plains here. And then a big old project here. This is transmission lines. Okay. It gives you a key here. We're talking near and around some tribal lands. Yeah, it just goes, yeah. I'll just kind of, so this kind of, it goes into everybody. This is a 74-page document, so there's a lot here, right? This part of it was to try to find out, this is based on a national transmission needs study, which is linked right here. Okay. All right, here's the needs study that was done October of last year, 2023. And in this study, they did several regions, okay, for this study to see what needs as far as transmission, electrical stuff is needed in these areas. So it goes through and trying to find what is needed, what's reliable, what's high capacity, what's going on in these areas, right? Throughout the study, let me see if I can find, let's see. There were people, through all of this stuff, there are subcontractors that are used to find out the information that needs to be, that they're wanting to know for these things, okay? So some of the contractors literally, again, this is a 12-page study. Transmission tables, figures. Sorry, it's been a little bit since I've looked at it. This is a robust transmission system is critical to the nation's economic, energy, national security, and the Department of Energy is using a variety of tools to address challenges to expanding and upgrading the nation's transmission infrastructure to meet current and future needs. Okay, this is the basis, supposedly, of this. Within the study, some of the oh no, there's 294. Yeah. Let's see. There were people that were saying that, let's see, find that communities needed to be talked to. Utah requests frequent communication in order to expedite national goals. Let's see, that's Utah Public Lands. Okay. Eastern Kansas, southwestern Missouri, and southeastern Oklahoma. Let's see, upper central region of Oklahoma and central can have increased transmission capacity for wind producing regions and reduced prices in previously congested region. All right, they're talking about the cities. The thing is they're wanting to put this stuff out in the countries. They're wanting to put things, wind, quote unquote, farms and transmission lines across rural areas to help cities. Okay. I have a whole feeling about all of this. We're talking Eastern. Where is the Western Oklahoma? Southern. Yeah. Maybe what I'm wanting to do. All right. I'm gonna pull this down here. Ah, sorry. I have plans in Canada. Ours is going to be down here. New England, New York. Come on. Yeah. Okay, need study findings also demonstrate the need to bring cost-effective resources to demand in the Midwest region, particularly low cost in the Southern Plains region near Oklahoma and Kansas border, high congestion at Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, however, constrain the power flows into higher priced areas. Okay, the Delta Plains. This is one that really, really concerns me because we're talking, okay, what this is. Okay, the Delta Plains potential. Now, this is potential. They don't know what they're doing for sure yet. But the thing is that the transmission companies, which are related to the wind industry, are already trying to under the table, so to speak. And this is, I'm talking to local landowners about this. Already under the table, they are trying to get permission from landowners to go across their land. We're talking about a very large area, and we're talking from 4 to 18 miles wide. Okay, this is width that they're wanting right of way. Okay, this area here is not that big. Okay, 18 miles wide. Wow. Let's see. Okay, let's see if it'll tell us how wide the Oklahoma Panhandle. This was not part of Indian Territory. Okay, it was Cimarron Territory or no man's land. Okay, this is where the outlaws came, Jesse James, all that kind of stuff. Okay, and there's a reason for that. So let's see. So tell us how wide this is. Okay, 34 miles wide. Okay, 34. So you're talking a potentially 18 miles wide. That's over half the width of the panhandle that they're wanting right away. Okay, these are people's livelihoods. People live here in these 3 counties. Okay, people live through here, and they're wanting, and it's even longer than this, right? See where all it goes. Okay, so they're wanting to take up half, potentially. Okay, this is potentially half. All right, of the area for transmission. Now, you know, and it said in this study, let's see, trying to let me look up. See. Okay. Additional safety and security concerns arise when facilities are co-located. Let's see what else. Safety and preparedness, grid reliability. Let's see. Let's look up. Yeah. Okay. List of information requested for this phase 2. So that while they were doing this study, this is the information that they were looking for. At 13 categories, they were looking for geographic boundaries, water use and quality, fish, wildlife, and vegetation, cultural resources, socioeconomics, tribal resources, communities of interest, geological resources, soils, land use, recreation, and aesthetics, air quality, environmental noise, alternatives, and reliability and safety. Okay. So these are some of the things that they're looking for. certificates of public convenience necessity go by different names in each state, but generally granted by state public service commissions to indicate then an infrastructure project is deemed in the public interest and therefore is entitled to specific rights such as eminent domain or base rate costs among all customers. So this is, they put something new in, and if you don't think that it's going to show up on your bill, it's going to show up on your bill. And they could potentially eminent domain. Now, the contractors, the potential contractors, they haven't won the contracts. They haven't, this isn't done yet. But they're already trying to get contracts signed by the landowners before eminent domain becomes necessary, is what's happening. Let's go here. Okay, here it is. Oh, going around. So here's one of the contractors that went into the needs study. And traditional project development dynamics are typically at the root of many concerns, okay, which include the developer's right to exercise eminent domain, as well as historical procedures of landowner and community engagement. Only after key routing decisions have been made, leaving complex regulatory approval process the main avenue for stakeholder preparation. So stakeholders, who are stakeholders in the area? Stakeholders would be like people in towns who might be concerned about the safety of transmission lines going over their houses and stuff, okay? Landowners who are concerned about what is this going to do to their land, their animals and things like that. And who's going to get the benefits. And it says right here, let's see, should get back to the big, let's see. These people are sitting here saying that meaningful engagement with landowners, communities, and stakeholders and tribes impacted by new or upgraded transmission project development early in the project is critical to ensure the alignment and support among a broad range of interests to facilitate successful project completion. Transmission infrastructure can serve to bring location-constrained clean energy generation to load centers and accommodate the retirement of existing fossil fuel-fired generators, often sited within communities with high energy burdens. Meaningful engagement practices can create a platform for discussion surrounding carbon emissions. This is 2030 stuff, guys. This is Green New Deal stuff, okay, is what this is. And these people were in the report here, in this needs study report, are saying that it is critical that the locals be in on the discussion of what's going on, okay? And here's another one too. Recommends, this one here, recommends frequent and sustained community engagement. Frequent and sustained community engagement in the transmission development process, particularly in the form of in-person meetings within the communities potentially impacted by the project. This has not happened, okay? That people are upset, landowners are upset because this has not happened. Rachael found that she talked to Department of Energy person. Whenever I emailed back and forth with the Department of Energy, they just copied and pasted things from here to answer my questions. She actually got a hold of them on the phone, and she's got more patience than I Uh, and they said, yeah, we did. We put it in the Daily Oklahoman or in the Oklahoman and someplace, oh, in the Boston Globe, I think. And she's like, those aren't local newspapers. Those aren't local media and definitely not in-person meetings, right? So this is part of the problem. And then you get down to where'd the other one go? Yeah, that's the New York one. I gotta get back over here. There's the Delta Plains, Southwest. We get to this one, the Plains Southwest. Okay. This is honking huge. Okay. And we are talking, oh, let me look up. Ah, it's in the past. And I'm not saying that there isn't in the needs study, there was one place that they even said that some of the concerns of the locals is going to be that I mean, just look at all that area. This is up, let's see, 10 to 50 miles wide on this one. 50-mile wide potential, again, potential right away for this. Okay. There was a place that said that one of the concerns that the locals might potentially have is that while the transmission line may go through the rural area, it won't serve the rural area. So the wind towers and this stuff don't serve us. They trash us is what they do. And yeah, I'm giving my opinion here, okay? Because if you have ever seen these go through the area, okay, the one blade takes a huge diesel truck and several other vehicles to be able to get it through intersections and stuff. Okay. One blade is huge. And when I was working at the newspaper, we saw these going by all the time. And here we are. Da, da. This one is a width significantly varying width from less than 5 miles to near 100 miles wide potential right away. Okay, potential. There's a lot of people. I mean, it's not as many people living in this area as, Oklahoma City, New York, California, whatever. But still, people live here. Animals live here. Their beef is grown here. Wheat is grown here, right? And this is people who live here are often many generations. I mean, we're raising the 7th generation of people in my family growing up out here. Okay. This is home for us, and they're wanting potential. Okay. And people are, why this much? And some of this is because they don't know where is going to be the best way to go. And that's why you have these studies. Okay. So it may end up only taking a small area going anti-goggle through here or whatever, but they're not talking to people about it is the problem. Okay. And there's like a huge potential of what could be happening here. And they're not talking to anybody. And when we call our congressmen and our senators, they don't know anything about it. So I was not able to get any statements from our congressmen and senators about this and what's going on, you know, and that's problematic. That is just absolutely problematic. The need study identifies significant present and anticipated future needs for additional cross interconnection transfer capacity between the Southwest and Plains regions. Okay, they're saying there's a big need out here. And it's like, I'm not saying there's not, but I can tell you, I live over here in this area and I have fiber optics. And I know people who live in the Atlanta, Georgia area who have worse internet than I have right now. We have co-ops, local co-ops that serve it, that we serve ourselves, right? And the little towns out here have generators. So if the electricity goes off, and we encourage everybody out here to have their own generators. So if the grid goes down, then we're covered. You know, we're taking care of our little old people and stuff. And that's the way it should be. It should be that the communities are taking care of themselves. Used to, the communities had their own generation facilities and stuff. And now they're trying to tell us, well, you know, anyway, when those wind tower blades go by with the trucks, and just one blade takes a ton, several vehicles, and the huge, you know, semi truck with trailers and stuff going on, to what happens when that blade breaks. Okay, it's huge. It's huge. What happens when that blade breaks? Where are you putting the trash? And they do. They break. They catch on fire. We've seen this happen. As a matter of fact, one of those towers catches on fire. There is nothing the local fire departments can do about it. And we've had fires this big out here, guys. We've had fires this big out here. So they're wanting to come out here and create more of a problem as far as I'm concerned. I see need, how you can see that there's need, but to me, this is just more control. So anyway, this is part of what's going on. Okay, another issue that we've got, screen share again. Everybody say hi, hunky hubby. Another issue that I've got, okay, is here's the grid development office, the Department of Energy.gov, okay, is that this is only in phase 2 of the project, right? This is only in phase 2. We're just doing studies. We're just checking out the needs and stuff. But
They think it's done.
The city of Guyman Public Schools has already received $50 million based on this project. Okay. They're going to put up a new junior high school and workforce development center. For the Three Corners connector. Okay. And then the city of Guyman was also on here. City of Guyman, Oklahoma, which is right in here, okay, in Texas County. They've received $17.65 million for a Mesa water project. Okay. And this is tied II Transmission, Siting, and Economic Development Grant Program. It's already put out, it's only in phase 2, and it is already put out $760 million have been granted to all of these different things. Okay. So
Your rates will go down.
no, I've already addressed that. No, our rates will not go down. So this is a problem. I hope I'm explaining this good. I thought about doing this as a live and answering questions, but people don't tend to make it live. But I hope I've kind of given you a basis here of what's kind of going on, and that the needs study specifically said that was specifically saying that we needed communication going on about this, and there has not been. So that's big. That's big, you know. Because if they come in here and try to eminent domain 100-mile wide swaths of land, even 18-mile wide swaths of land, what's happening to our food supply, what's happening to the people there, what's happening to, you know, and they put this stuff through here. First of all, we're not getting the benefits of any of this stuff. It doesn't go to our small towns at all. It's for the cities where the congestion is, right? So we get nothing out of this. We really get nothing out of this. So it is just, I mean, it says over and over again, in-person community meetings need to be held, you know. Let's see. Person. Let's see. Held early in the planning process. Build trust to create a collaborative environment. Well, the only thing that really seems to be going on right now is, hey, we'll buy out one of your largest communities so that they all believe that this is a good thing because it helped their school and it helped their city, helped their town, okay, their water. And
the pig farms is going to fix that.
Yeah, and the pig farms were going to fix that, and that's China owned. Yeah, so let's see, let's look up, see what this is. See what we can come up with. We know there should be. Be. Yep. See? This is part of it right here. As I was doing the research for this, I really, truly was feeling like I need a board behind me with yarn string going in a bunch of different places. I could bring up a lot more here, but I need to be careful what I say because my video can be taken down. I'm already being shadow banned for stuff that I share. I can't even share on some of the platforms that I share stuff. I can't even share public meetings, videos of public meetings. I can't even share without them being taken down. You know, even whenever I'm not making any conclusions. You know, I just say this is for entertainment and educational purposes only. You know, it's it's getting ridiculous. It's just there are things that are just plumb getting ridiculous. And if you know anything about what some of this stuff is that's going on, utilizing a variety of electronic methods and sensors to collect specific data. Okay? Yeah. What data? What are they collecting? What do they want to know? Okay. When you've got little video cameras up at all the stoplights and things, what
Well, those just switch the lights so you know when to go.
so
That's
when
what those do.
that's what that
they
is?
tell you.
Okay, okay. I'm
They
getting
turn the lights back and forth. When cars pull up there, then it signals, and then so
okay.
it takes care of the light
It switches the lights. Okay, that's all it's there for.
Yes, that's what it's there
You know,
for.
just like this isn't listening to you. So if you start talking about, you know, needing new underwear and underwear advertisements start popping up on your Facebook, you know, it's not because it's listening to you. And you know, anyway, I can go off. You guys know I'm a truther here, and there's hopefully you know that. But this is an issue, and it's very, very concerning. I've got the maps are down here that they go into more detail. I definitely suggest pulling up this and look at the maps and look at what they're thinking about. Look at the different kinds of land, the jurisdiction of the different lands. Notoriously, it seems like, okay, and this is just my personal here, it seems like notoriously they're trying to go through places that are not under the jurisdiction of these guys and these guys and these guys and these guys, okay? Because a majority of this, and they're considering these blue areas to be energy disadvantaged. And I just, you know, there's a lot of things that we could be lacking out here. Number one is our grocery stores are having a hard time getting food. Number two, the hospitals have become so incorporated at this point that what hospitals we do have out here, we cannot get good care, quality care. I can give you horror stories, and I'm sure that's everywhere at this point because yeah, it's just bad. But there's some issues. There's some issues. But real people live out here. And these real people who live out here should be in the conversations and what's going on. But instead, they're being contacted under the table by companies who are wanting to gain from this. And when they start putting stuff like this in, a lot of times it's not made in the USA, owned by the USA stuff. A lot of the wind stuff is not, it's not made in the US. So tell me how green it is to ship that from wherever and then across to the middle of the United States to put these things up. And then, like I said, where's the trash go? Because they're huge, they're monstrosities. Where's the trash go? And then when the fire departments, and as a matter of fact, when the fire departments want to check out a new facility, they are not, a lot of times, not allowed on the property that they're putting the facility on to see what the dangers are and how to handle things if one of them were to start a fire or a fire started around one of them. It's very, I mean, if I were to go on the property and try to take pictures, they would chase me off in a heartbeat. As a matter of fact, they don't even want me on public roadway or pistol. They don't even want me on public roadway, like standing on the back of the pickup taking pictures. They will get irritated. Why? Why don't they want people taking pictures? It's a question that needs to be asked. Okay. So there's a bunch of maps here. There's a bunch here that needs to be looked at. And especially if you're a landowner in the area, you need to look at this. You need to see what it is. You need to call the Department of Energy and your congressman and stuff, and you need to find out what is going on. And don't say, oh, that's not in that doesn't include me, right? I'm not in this area. Well, even if you're in one of these areas that isn't, oh, it doesn't affect me, you want to bet it's not going to affect you. And watch out, because they notoriously try to say this is going to pay for our schools, the rural schools. Well, between the state and the federal regulations with the educational system right now and what the teachers are having to go through, they can't even teach our children the way they know our children need to be taught. They have to teach for tests, standardized tests that don't have anything to do with the education of the children. And then we're graded by those tests instead of the actual intelligence and curiosity and imagination and knowledge that the children actually have. Okay. And I'm sorry, but we need to be teaching some just common sense things. You need to be teaching them survival skills, honestly. And yeah, enjoy some literature and some, learning how to read and do basic figures and stuff. But anyway, I could go into all kinds of other things, but that's what they're going to tell you. They're going to tell you that this is good for your schools and your towns
And
and
hospitals.
and the hospitals and the little ladies and the children.
And the county.
And whenever it comes down to it, they don't care in the slightest. They don't care about our children. They don't care about our elderly. They don't care about any of that. And yeah, they just care about their agenda.
That one wind farm was gonna, when it got all said and done, they didn't have 10 people hired.
Yeah, they're not hiring as many people and they don't keep them hired. And yeah, it's a whole thing. And we need to stop letting other countries own our land or have the right of way on our land. Period. End of story. That needs to stop. And you're not going to stop it with projects like this, because that's what ends up happening. Even if an American, quote unquote, American company comes in and gets the contract to begin with, they sell it, and you end up with other people owning things that should not, owning rights to things out here that they should not. And we have seen that happen before, and it needs to not happen anymore. So anyway, Dawnita's and some of Paul's opinion on this. I hope this helps. Please do leave questions. I'd be happy to do a follow-up on this. I will be following this. I will be following this because this runs, that I will be following this. And continue with it. But I've been promising a video for a couple of weeks, and I wanted to make sure that the information got in the newspaper first. And so I will leave the links I will leave links to these things. Sorry. I will leave links to these things in the description so that you guys have that available and can look things up. If you're watching this on Facebook, check my YouTube channel and I'll have the links in the description there. So, and message me if you can't find it. So anyway, I hope this helps and leave me any questions that you have. And definitely, I suggest you do your own research. And this should be something that everybody in the United States is concerned, and Canada, because this goes up into Canada too, if you saw that. So everybody should be concerned about this. So yeah, now I'm gonna eat some pizza and some cookies. Uh, but I love y'all. If you're not in my community, I have an uncensored platform of my own that I have a community group. It is free, and I would love to have y'all there. There'll be a link for that as well, or contact me and I'll give you the link. And we talk about all kinds of things there: homeschooling, homemaking, homesteading, um, tin hat stuff, and Bible studies and that kind of stuff. It's a great place to have conversations, and it's private. Nobody's going to censor us. So anyway, I think that's all I've got for you. Let's see, the next magazine will be out at the end of October, and we are having another photo contest. So check on Prairie Dust on Facebook and Instagram. There should be information about the photo contest so that you can join that. We got some really amazing photos last time, and this time I'll be giving a Amazon gift card to the winner. So looking forward to that. So anyway, I will let you guys go. Remember, you can make it through the dust storms of life with God's divine help.